watching me from the depths below, a haunted grave where shadows grow. Deadpit is watching me with eyes so cold, they're watching me now.
Howdy, folks, and welcome back. Episode 16 of DEADPIT is watching. I'm the creepy Kentuckian.
And I'm Uncle Bill, and what a wonderful edition of this show that we have. So many eclectic movies to talk about, so many things to say, so much action and suspense and horror.
It's going to be a fantastic night of reviews. We're old school. We review the movies, right? Other people may talk just solely about the packaging and how hard and bulbous and rigid it is. We'll talk about that, but we'll also talk about the movies.
You got dumbasses out there being like, I don't like Kato because they don't put a bunch of shit on their fucking disc.
I want commentaries. I want extras.
I want the packaging to look like the fucking Skittles package.
This box ain't even hard.
I'm stupid as hell. We got a lot of that going around.
But yeah, a plethora of titles tonight in all kinds of different genres. And I guess I'll go ahead and kick it off this week because this is an interesting one, man, because I think, and I'm not really sure what the history is with like the rights to this movie. I do know that Vinegar Syndrome also did a release of this. This is a company I'm not familiar with. Rust Blade is the name of the company. So this is the first time I think we've ever reviewed anything from them. So have you heard of them at all or anything?
No, but for some reason, was that a metal like releasing company? I know Metal Blade was, but was there like a? Maybe I'm thinking of Metal Blade. I'm getting Rust Blade,
It's
Metal
probably
Blade.
Metal Blade. I don't think it says records. It's just Rust Blade.
Records. Yeah.
But anyway, this is a giallo film from Carlo Vazzina from the classic year 1985. This is Nothing Underneath, aka Sato El Vestido Niente. Right, try saying that 5 times fast. And this is a Blu-ray edition. I didn't really dig into why there's a couple of different, like this is an all-region release, A, B, or C. But I think that this is like in the U.S. So I don't know if Vinegar Syndrome may have just lost the rights to it or really what the history is with it. Yeah, because I had heard people talk about this and say it's a very, very sleazy giallo movie. And I really didn't know anything at all hardly about it. I actually checked with my giallo expert, Dirk, and he said, yep, it's pretty fucking sleazy. So I was like, oh, let's check it out and see. But this movie, this is the 40th anniversary edition, and it follows Forest Ranger Bob, who is in Wyoming. When you like to visit Wyoming, open country, man.
I would actually.
Go elk hunting up there.
I don't want to go elk hunting or none of that stupid shit. I just want to like go to a place that's like that open, like Arizona, New Mexico, Wyoming, place like that.
But Forest Ranger Bob, played by Tom Shanley, has a telepathic connection to his model sister, Jessica. Played by Nicola Perring, who is, there's a lot of very, very attractive females in this, man. Like, I don't know if the Lord just blessed Italian women, but Jesus Christ, like, it seems like almost every fucking Italian woman is hotter than shit. That was at least in movies.
I think that it was just easier because like they're kind of less repressed about sexuality. It was easier to get like really hot women to do that. Where in the U.S. you might not have like.
Well, they definitely did in this for sure. Yeah. But yeah, he's got a connection to his sister, who is kind of becoming a famous model in Milan, right? And Bob continues to have this intuition that his sister Jess is in danger. at the Hotel Scala where she is staying for an extended photo shoot. And Bob just decides, fuck it, bulls. I'm going to Milan. I've not heard from my sister. And I don't know if he's having other bizarre thoughts that a brother shouldn't have just because his sister's crazy hot. But he definitely wants to see her, right? He wants to know what's going on. Where's she at? Where's she at? So he decides to go to the Hotel Scala, but she's nowhere to be seen. And now his intuition is telling him that she may be dead. She may be murdered. The local authorities won't seem to help very much, so he kind of investigates for himself. And more models get picked off by this maniacal killer in black gloves with a pair of scissors. Does that sound familiar?
Sounds very familiar, yeah.
Some other cool stuff in this. Donald Pleasance is in this as a commissioner. And there's a scene with, I think it's Bob and Donald Pleasance at an Italian Wendy's that has a super bar. I marked the fuck out. Yeah. I totally wrote this down. Donald Pleasance chewing down on some spaghetti. He has like a mustache in this. He doesn't have the signature beard.
And a super bar from Wendy. That's killer.
In Italy. Yeah. The super bar was like an old school Wendy's too, with those big yellow cups and all that. I kind of marked out. There are some really sleazy, gratuitous stuff in this, almost like pretty close to softcore adult films. I don't know if we can say the P word anymore. We'll get flagged.
What, pussy?
Yeah, some pussy movies. Some softcore goodness. There is a pretty memorable Russian roulette scene, which, man, was kind of like, I don't know, around this time period is when like people really started like teasing it, and it was in movies and stuff, and it's probably not a good idea.
You know what nobody's ever done in a movie, and they should do this. They should play Russian roulette with their dicks. Like, just point the gun at their dicks.
Yeah, because you would survive, but who'd want to live after that? Think about
That's
it.
That's right.
That'd be even worse.
That'd be awful fucking, yeah.
There's a big unveil, and let's just say it was kind of a twist, and I think it kind of pays off. The surprise unveil pays off, especially with the acting towards the end of the movie. I mean, also, this was another one, too. Do you remember that song? I think it was a big hit around this time, One Night in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Who did that song? You know?
Wasn't that Duran Duran?
Anyway, that song is in this movie. They play it 2 different times. I'm like, how in the fuck did they afford that?
You got me thinking about it.
One night in Bangkok and I shit your belly.
Hold on. One Night in Bangkok. Bangkok. It says it was Murray Head.
Okay, well, maybe they got it before it was a hit
Murray.
song. Murray Head?
What a fucking name, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I had fun with this. If you're a fan of giallo films, this is one that you'll probably want to check out. I know Uncle Bill has I think you do have the Vinegar Syndrome version of this, right?
I do, yeah. I've got the same movie.
Yeah, so if you're a fan, like we all know you're a fan of giallo films, this is one that you'll definitely want to add to the collection if you don't have it. And it's loaded up with special features, commentaries, interviews, deleted scenes, all that good stuff. And the transfer on it looks actually really, really good. And this is a pretty solid, like, I don't know, it's a standard edition release. But I like how they did it. Like, if I did my own label, it would pretty much, the standard releases would look similar to this. I'll say that.
Hell
so
yeah.
we'll definitely look forward to more stuff in the coming future from our good friends over at Rustblade. And this one is out now. It came out a couple of weeks ago, the end of July. And grab it, bulls, if you're a fan of the giallo goodness.
Grab it and hold on tight. So I'm gonna do, I guess my first one will be from MVD, the Rewind Collection. They just recently dropped this futuristic thriller / action film. This is Terminus, not to be confused with the Walking Dead Terminus subplot. No, this is
I thought you were
an
talking
actual
about
film.
Terminex.
Not to be confused with the pest
There haven't been a
removal
whole lot
service.
of MVD rewind titles lately. I
No,
wonder why.
I don't
Like
know
that's the
what
first one in a
happened.
while.
I don't know what happened with that that line really, because it was really popular there for a while. I thought it was anyway, and then they just kind of slowed down. But yeah.
But this is
So
kind of like a futuristic, like sci-fi movie, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah, so Jurgen Prochnow, I think is how you pronounce his name, who was kind of semi-popular in the 80s. I don't know what it was about the 80s, but they had a lot of like German kind of
Action star
European
wannabes.
action, yeah, guys that got like kind of popular there for a while. But he's actually the heel in this movie, though. The real star of this movie is Johnny Holiday, who I had never fucking heard of in my life up until
He's a
this. And I guess,
superstar.
yeah,
Wasn't he the one that used to be married to Angelina Jolie? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
he was. He's the luckiest son of a bitch. This guy's how old? He's
Probably
born.
not. I'm probably thinking of somebody else.
He's 74 years old. Of course, Billy Bob Thornton was. Yeah, he was up there too. But I don't think this is the same guy. I
Oh,
think
okay.
somehow or
I'm thinking
another.
of another Johnny.
And Karen Allen is actually in this movie too. Everybody knows Karen Allen. Everybody knows her from Indiana Jones or Raiders of the
Karen
Lost Ark.
Allen. Now, if this was real, I think she commented on one of our videos one time. Do you remember that?
Can't remember if that was. Yeah, I mean, I'll never know if that was her. Just like some.
Yeah. I don't
Random
know. It's,
person.
who in hell would
It's weird.
impersonate Karen Allen, though? It's kind of odd.
That's true. But anyway, Terminus is an action film about like in the year 2037, which oddly enough is 12 years away. If you think about that, that's fucking crazy. There's
It is.
a new sport that's been developed where they drive a truck cross country and arrive at certain like designated spots, which are like terminuses. And
Termini.
yeah, and along the way they have to like dodge all these different like enemies and gangs and people to get from one spot to another, and that's like kind of the sport, right? So you've got to get from point A to point B while going through all these different kind of like traps and enemies and obstacles and all this shit. So the lead truck in this film is called the Monster, which has been designed by like this little kid who's supposed to be like a, what would you call him, like a savant.
Yeah,
And
like Doogie Howser.
exactly. And the pilot is Karen Allen. So go
Yeet.
figure that. Yeet on that one. But
What year was this?
this movie came out in 1987. It's a
Wow,
French and German collaboration. I
Give
guess
you an
you'd say.
idea on stuff that Karen Allen was doing around this time period, right? Because she kind of fell off. Like she was in Starman. What was she in? Raiders of the Lost Ark was like 81 or something, right? Or 82.
Yeah.
What else was she in? Starman, Scrooged. I guess a bunch of movies
Let's
like
see. She
this
did. Yeah.
kind of
She was
fell out.
Starman, Scrooged, Raiders.
She later did The Sandlot, but we've not got to the 90s yet.
That's true.
But,
I don't know, man. Like, I've never understood her career, to be honest. And I've said that before. Like, and she, if that was her, she takes offense to this, but I'm sorry. Like, I feel like somebody that was that good and that beautiful and that talented should have done more shit than she did. Like, I can't help it. I just really feel that way. And she made a comeback with the Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny, all that stuff. At least she made a money comeback.
yeah,
I
she
don't know
got a
about the
good
quality.
payday.
I don't know about the quality of those films or anything.
Thanks
but yeah.
to Spielberg, brought her back into the game.
But there's
Got her away from Hallmark or whatever the hell she was doing.
something happens in this film that I can't even like. I don't want to give it away because it's a big like plot point spoiler to the thing. But if you think about Karen Allen's career, you'd at this time period, you kind of understand like what that thing is that happens in this movie. But she doesn't get nude, by the way. I wish that was it. Unfortunately, it is not. So anyway, the heel in it is like this doctor played by Jurgen Prochnow, who is actually like a mad scientist kind of
With
type.
a name like Jurgen Prochnow, like that's a heel name for sure.
That's a heel name, exactly. Yeah.
He should have been managed by Classy Freddie Blassie if he was a wrestler.
I'm gonna tell you something though. The set pieces in this movie, as well as like the designs, are all great. It's not a great movie, but it's definitely like inspired by Mad Max and those type of movies. That's what it's trying to be. And there's a lot of the sets that look like that, but they look really good, especially for a low budget movie. I don't know. There's no information about like how much this movie cost or anything, like what the budget was, but I've got to imagine it wasn't more than a couple $1 million.
It looks like, yeah, this one before had like a basic bitch DVD too. So I think this is the first time that this one has received any sort of HD treatment. And MVD Rewind, like that was one of my favorite labels there for a while. They kind of seemed like they took a break, but they are back now and ready to attack.
Yeah, cool idea for a movie though. With the way that it was set up. I'll tell you what the special features are on this particular version too. So you've got, Lord, I can't even see anymore.
We're getting
bad.
old.
I am. Extended director's cut, which is 115 minutes presented in 1080 HD. The US version, which is 83 minutes. They carved out a lot of fucking shit on the US version.
Yeah.
New interview with the star Jurgen Prochnow.
Jurgen's still around, boss.
He's still around. New We All Descend, the making of Terminus, which includes interviews with Vincent Glenn, the son of the writer-director, stars Julie Glenn, and archival interviews with the director, as well as a photo gallery, reverse artwork, a collectible mini poster.
That's a killer. That's a killer cover too.
It is, yeah.
I think that may be one of the original poster arts, but
Here,
yeah.
look here, boys. To give you an idea, this is the actual
Hell
cover
yeah.
of the film, too.
And I think MVD does that with a lot of the first presses of their rewind movies.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Excellent edition of this film. And it's a real collector's piece for people that are fans of like the post-apocalyptic Mad Max style.
Post-apocalypticness, baby.
Yeah.
MVD Rewind, man, again, like it's a very fun label. We wish them nothing but the best. They do some great stuff over there. So yeah, check that one out. Recently came out from MVD, part of their Rewind collection. And I have one here from our good friends at Kino Lorber, which we support Kino Lorber. I know some people like to kind of throw them under the bus. They don't have tons of new special features or whatever else. They do an excellent job with the transfers. I think that the uniformity of these titles
Oh no.
are very special. And the fact that they film preservation, man. So I know that there's not a whole lot of nudie cuties out on Blu-ray, Uncle Bill. This may be one of the only ones. This is Kino Cult number 33. It's a nudie cutie triple feature with Mr. Peter's Pets and 2 extra movies thrown in there. Everybody loves it. And 50,000 BC. And BC stands for before clothing, in case you're wondering.
It would, yeah.
And let's showcase this artwork here, because I actually do really like this a lot. Mr. Peter's Pets, the first time together, all 3.
Jesus Christ. There is something about that, though, isn't there?
It's like an X-rated fucking Flintstones or something.
Yeah. Yep.
So what a nudie cutie was, Uncle Bill, is really kind of like the precursor to sexploitation films. So these were one of the first types of movies that kind of rebelled against Hollywood censorship. For instance, Mr. Peter's Pets was from 1962 and is pretty much, I don't know, the equivalent of like a softcore porn today. They got away with breasts, right? But the thing about a nudie cutie is, from what I can tell, it's tongue in cheek and kind of comedic nudity. There's nothing really sensual or sexual about it. At least in the only movie that I totally watched all the way through was Mr. Peter's Pets from 1962.
You had to.
And it's directed by Peter Perry Jr. And it does follow Mr. Peters, who owns a pet store in town, and he sees an ad for this animal ambrosia, which is sold by the Mahajara. I can't pronounce that. Maharaja in Calcutta. It's a special formula of animal ambrosia. And from there, and again, this isn't spoken language really either. There is some dialogue in it, but it's narrated. So all the characters in it don't really speak, but there's a narrator that kind of talks, and the animals kind of talk in it. But anyway, we fast forward to the Maharaja, who's basically a fat Iron Sheik who has nude women around him, dancing around him, and he's excited about selling some animal ambrosia to the United States, and mails him the formula. And what it does is Mr. Peters takes the formula and turns into a pet and watches these voluptuous, big-breasted women as like a little kitten, and he talks as a kitten, and that's it, man. That's pretty much what Mr. Peter's Pets is. Switches animals up. And 50,000 BC from 1963. It's a time travel fantasy. And again, all these, it sounds like they're tongue in cheek. Like, I guess that was the rules. It couldn't be like, an exotic, erotic sort of deal. They could show big breasted women, and they were naturally big. Those were big jugs, man. Those were jugs of fury.
Yeah, that's probably that's pre like breast implants.
Along the lines of like Debbie Suvori's, right? You're talking about big, meaty, healthy
mommy milkers.
Yeah. And everybody loves it from 1964. It's kind of a Mad Magazine style TV parody. And that one's narrated by a 4-leaf clover, Uncle Bill.
What the fuck? This must have been like right when drugs became really popular.
Well, maybe is what led to it. But yeah, like I said, the Nudie Cuties were short-lived. There wasn't a whole lot of them over the years, but they've become kind of a relic of the collapse of the Hollywood censorship movement back around this time period.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, this is definitely the pure definition of like a set of cult movies. And is this something that I would highly recommend? Probably not, but it's interesting and it's entertaining and it's kind of a piece of history, right? I didn't really know, and I learned myself what the fuck a nudie cutie is. I had no idea. The plots of these movies are kind of ridiculous, but hey, it's a piece of film history, man. And our good friends over at Kino and Kino Cult brought this out recently. There is some special features on it. Mr. Peter's Pets audio commentary with Eric Schofer, the author of Bold, Daring, Shocking, True, A History of Exploitation Films. There's a 50,000 BC Before Clothing trailer and a illustrated book with essays. Let's look at the book here. Showcase.
Okay.
They ain't kidding, man. I don't know if I can show all this. Yeah, probably are. So I don't know if that was original poster art there. Maybe.
Do you think there's like a one dude out there that's in his 70s or 80s or something? He's just kind of like fucking marked out over this. Like he's been waiting.
I think for some people,
50 years.
Yeah, I think for some people, like they would be very interested in seeing some of this shit again. Like I don't know where you could have, and again, this is a booklet and talks about the Nudie Cutie movement and everything. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if this was out in. I guess it was out in some movie theaters. Man, how would people watch it back then? They're not going to show it on fucking broadcast television.
No.
But yeah, man, this was an interesting one. Again, not my cup of tea. But when I heard about it, I was like, this sounds just so weird that we have to review it and showcase it to the world. So kudos to Kino Cult for bringing us some weird off the wall shit. And the transfers on all of these look pretty damn good, especially considering they're over 60 years old. So that is Mr. Peter's Pets. Everybody loved it, baby. And 50,000 BC before clothing. It is out now.
God. What a gimmick. Before clothing. Let's talk about a Kino release then. One that I've been waiting on, or I couldn't even tell you how long, man. And like this was a movie that I absolutely loved when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just one of those movies you watch over and over and over again. And like as an adult, you could not figure out why. I still don't know why, but it's one that I've seen a million times. I know that. And this is 1990s Repossessed.
Ooh.
Starring Leslie Nielsen, Linda Blair, and Ned Beatty. From Kino Lorber, putting out the Blu-ray of this, which I'm not sure what this was on before this. It might have had a DVD. It might not have had a DVD. I could not honestly say.
I think Artisan did a DVD of it. So how long ago was that? Probably 25 years ago?
Probably, yeah. And I just hadn't seen this movie in probably that long, by the way. Probably at least 25, 30 years. But yeah, this is the new edition from Kino.
Ned Beatty is a fellow creepy Kentuckian as well, or was.
Yeah, he was. Yep. So it's the story of Leslie Nielsen is the priest in this one. He's kind of taking over, Father Marin's role from The Exorcist, and he was. I knew I was in trouble when I heard what his name is in this, because it's just like, and you have to hear it like 75 times, and it's never funny. Like one time, his name is Father May I. Like, that's his fucking name in the movie. So right off the bat, I was like, this is not gonna be good. That's the kind of comedy that we're in for. So anyway, in 1973, which is the original release date of The Exorcist, now
what year was this one?
This is 90.
So this was after Naked Gun, I think, the first Naked Gun movie.
I guess so, yeah. I guess this would be right after that.
Okay.
So in 1973, he casts out the devil from, her name is Nancy in this one, Linda Blair. But she's like grown up and she's a housewife, and she's got like these kids that are really annoying, and this husband who's kind of like just kind of a wuss and all this stuff. But she's just like an everyday kind of housewife. But one night she's watching the television, and this show comes on called the Ernest and Fanny Miracle Hour, which is a great kind of riff on those like Jimmy Swaggart,
Benny Hinn shit.
Benny Hinn kind of like shit. And it's Ned Beatty, who is like the Ernest character in this, who's like one of those evangelical preachers.
Yeah.
And while she's watching it, she gets possessed again by the devil. And the makeup effects are pretty good. They kind of go back and go for an exact kind of replica of what she looked like in the original Exorcist, except she's like grown up now. And that actually goes pretty well through the whole thing. So anyway, like Father May I don't want to do it. There's this new priest that comes in, and like he decides to do it. But what the culmination of the film is, and I'd forgotten about this because it's so fucking ridiculous. The culmination of the film is basically the devil gets to people through their TV sets in this movie. So the Ernest and Fanny Hour want to have like a live exorcism. And of course, like the devil is down for that, because the devil knows that like it can possess everybody that's watching this on like a mass level. And so they have this big like live televised exorcism with like the most people that have ever watched anything in television history. The devil's getting ready to possess everybody, and of course, like they save the day and keep. But the gags in it are so fucking bad, man. Like I was watching it.
Has it not aged well? Then
No, it's like one of all of the films that I've watched from like when I was a kid until now. Even like stuff like Teen Witch and fucking just one of the guys. And like lab like stuff that I've watched like when I was a kid and then like rewatched it now. This may be one of the worst aged. Like this is shit you about have to be 7 or 8 years old to get any kind of enjoyment out of.
I think that, yeah, I mean, because there's another one that's similar to this too that we were talking about, Transylvania Twist, and that's another one that has not received like any sort of physical media release either. So. But I guess the big thing with this is Linda Blair kind of dons the Exorcist makeup again.
That was that was huge at that time too. Yeah,
yeah, because this was still kind of 1990, so not so far removed from the original movie, and she never would do anything like in those sequels like that. So people, I guess that was kind of the big selling point, and I know the VHSs and all that had her on the cover, I believe. With the possessed look.
I just there's so many bad. It's kind of like they're going for the airplane / Naked Gun kind of style, but it's not good, man. Like there's so many jokes that fall flat. And I just watched it and I just was kind of cringing the whole time. Mm-hmm. I'd say the best part about it is honestly like Ned Beatty and whoever that woman is that plays Fanny. I don't even know who she is, but like I don't think she was ever in really anything else again, but she's great in it too.
Man, Ned Beatty is awesome in anything that he was ever in. Like I think he's one of the more underrated like character actors of all time.
Yeah, I mean, she's fine in it. Linda Blair's fine in it, but there's a wrestling connection in this too. But there's a lot of like stuff from around that time period that like
pop culture stuff.
Yeah. And so when they're doing the live exorcism, Jesse the Body and Mean Gene are like the commentators.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yeah, yeah. Which is you don't ever see stuff like that, in those type of movies. But yeah,
I remember when I was watching. I think it was like Gremlins 2, and Hulk Hogan popped up on the screen. I legit marked the hell out in the theater when I saw that because you didn't have any. It's very much unlike today where everything is like if you've got the internet, every damn people spoil everything. But back then it was a legit like surprise. So different times. But yeah, this one's a Blu-ray, which I thought was interesting. But this one, like we were saying, it never received anything past the Artisan DVD, if I'm not mistaken, from like 99, 2000, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest problem with this film is the writing, the dialogue. Like Leslie Nielsen's great in everything he ever does. Linda Blair is fine in this movie. The supporting cast is really, really good. The writing is atrocious, just fucking awful. The jokes are awful. You really can't get any enjoyment out of it because of that fact too. Didn't age well, but otherwise looks good. So I was looking at this though. The film was released in theaters September 1990, 1 month after the release of The Exorcist 3. I guess to try to capitalize on that. I don't think The Exorcist 3 did very well, and neither did this movie either.
Typically, like we should do like I don't know, maybe an expose on horror comedies. Like, what's the most successful horror comedy that there's ever been? Would it be
Probably
maybe
Scary Movie?
Right, but especially from that period.
From that time period?
Yeah, like
That's
there weren't many of them. Maybe Return of the Living Dead was kind of that.
Oh, we're not talking about parodies. You're just talking about like horror.
Like horror comedies. Yeah.
That would be tough.
Because they didn't do many of them. I don't think that there was too many that was that successful.
It's a hard thing to do. American Werewolf in London is kind of like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is nostalgia for me though. That's the thing. Like I'll never get rid of this movie just because like it's a part of my childhood. And that's probably why a lot of people will buy this. But yeah. Anyway, Kino puts this out recently. I believe that it's already out and you can purchase it. There's an audio commentary by the writer director Bob Logan on here. That's the only special feature other than the trailer. And yeah, the Blu-ray release of Repossessed.
I love that cover too. And that's a big thing with
Yeah.
Kino is, just basically the original poster art, right? To me, you don't need to overthink shit like that. If you're a fan of the movie, you want the original artwork, and they
Yeah.
always give it to you. I have another one from Kino. Actually, I think the last two that I've got for this episode is Kino releases, and then I think we're all caught up on Kino. But this is one, and occasionally I'll go through some of their releases and I'll read the synopsis on something if I'm not for sure what it is, and it'll sound interesting to me. And I just decided, hey, I want to check this out, see if they'll send me a copy of this to review. And this is a movie a lot of people haven't heard of. It's called Curdled from 1996. Curdled. Okay.
Curdled.
You ever heard of it? Curdled.
Uh-uh.
Curdled. So this was originally released.
Wait a minute, real quick, before you go into this,
Yeah.
take a moment and just say this, okay? I have bought many of the clear American sparkling water beverages that you buy, right? I enjoy the peach version. I actually really enjoy the cherry lime version, and I don't really mind what was the other one, the orange or
Strawberry.
tangerine or something like that. No, but I do not fucking like the strawberry. I fucking
Well, the strawberry is okay to me. I would never buy it. The peach is perfect to me where you can drink it anytime. You can drink it when you're eating a meal.
yeah.
You can just drink it if you're thirsty, whatever, sip on it. And some of those other ones, you just can't do that. Like strawberry has too
one.
strong of an aftertaste.
It's pretty bad. There's one though that I tried, and I think it was like pineapple coconut. It tasted like fucking suntan lotion. Like you're
Well,
drinking.
some people might
suntan
really
lotion.
like suntan lotion. I don't know.
God, man, that was brutal.
So anyway, back to this movie though. 1996, Curdled.
Speaking
Director,
of turtles,
Reb Braddock. Who you say? Reb Braddock? Who is he? What has he ever done? Nothing. Nothing
Missing
else
in
besides
action.
this.
he wasn't in Missing in Action.
No, that was different. That was his uncle.
Oh, okay.
He did the short film version of this in the early 90s, and they did a feature film version of this in 96. But the interesting thing is he did cinematography on a lot of different movies, including one that was on the Cruel Summer Slashback last year. And this is just so weird that this guy would have any form of a big budget, like Hollywood movie, even though it was more of an independent movie. Offerings, Uncle Bill. He was the cinematographer or director of photography for the 89 slasher movie Offerings.
Wait, what?
Offerings.
You mean
The director of this was the cinematographer DP for the movie Offerings.
are you talking about the Halloween ripoff?
Yes. And he got later involved with Quentin Tarantino's Rolling Thunder Studios that come out with this fucking movie. I mean, this was sort of a big deal.
What an odd career trajectory to take there, but sure.
But yeah, I mean, back to Curdled. This is 4K. It's interesting, like 2 disc, 4K Blu-ray combo. And, this movie Curdled from 1996, it does follow Daniela, played by Angela Jones. who was also in Pulp Fiction, by the way, was one of the actors in Pulp Fiction, one of the many. She is a sexy Latina who's originally from Colombia, who has had a long interest in violent crimes and murders since a very young age. And now she's migrated to Miami, Florida, and takes a job at this murder cleanup service, which is managed by Barry Corbin, is the guy's name, which I had to look his name up. It's not Baron Corbin, it's Barry. And I love this fucking guy. I knew who this guy was, or I knew his face when I heard his voice. Done all kinds of westerns and other stuff. He's still around to this day. I think he's like almost like 85 years old or 80 years old or something like that. But anyway, love that guy. Great character actor. But yeah, she decides to work at this murder cleanup service because there's a serial killer in Miami known as the Blue Blood Killer who kills rich, well-to-do ladies in the area, beheads them violently. He's, like I said, he's a serial killer and everything. And she is fascinated by the world of serial killers and ultimately finds herself very close. I think the guy's name is Paul in the movie. It's played by William Baldwin, by the way, from Sliver. You remember Sliver?
Of course, yeah.
What else was William Baldwin in? Was he in
He was in Flatliners.
Flatliners? Was he the one that was in the
Stephen Baldwin? We're talking about Stephen Baldwin?
William Baldwin? I don't know. Let me look at
Which one was William? Because Stephen
This is
Baldwin,
William Baldwin. It's William Baldwin. He was the one that was in Sliver, and I think that he was also in that movie Fled with Lawrence Fishburne. It's pretty good. I think it's William Baldwin. I get those Baldwins mixed up, but I did double check. It is William Baldwin in this. At any rate, he's the serial killer.
Wait. You're right. So Stephen Baldwin's the crazy one now. He's the crazy political one now. And William Baldwin was the one that kind of looked like James Dean. Okay. I got him.
Yeah, so he does actually a really great job in this, playing just like almost like a romantic psychopath with these ladies, right? He'll talk real sweet to them, and then and this is almost like a black comedy of sorts, really. Another interesting aspect of this movie is it's set in the same universe as From Dusk Till Dawn, which also came out, I think, around the same time. There's like America's Most Wanted episode or a news episode or whatever that actually shows a photo of the Gecko brothers, George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino. And I think the news reporter, wasn't Kelly Preston the news reporter in From Dusk Till Dawn?
Kelly Preston.
Because she's in this too. And I'm like, she's kind of a big name to be.
Was there a news reporter in From
I
Dusk
think
Till Dawn?
so. I think so. I may be mistaken there. But anyway, love Kelly Preston too. God bless. Rest in peace. But yeah, there's some fun references to From Dusk Till Dawn in this. It was produced by Quentin Tarantino. It's got a really cool, south of the border vibe to it. It makes me feel like I'm going into El Rodeo Grande or whatever. It's just real comforting. I'm like, God, I want me some fucking fajitas, right?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it for what it was. I can understand why not too many people know what this movie is, because it's all style with not a whole lot of substance to it. It's if the director knew more of what he was really doing, because he didn't have a lot of experience as a director, it would have been way better. It seemed like they didn't give Angela Jones, the lead in it, much to chew on. In my opinion, I think it could have been her character and stuff they worked on a little bit more. But, yeah, I mean, it was sort of one of those, that's their movie. It's a one-time watch. It's a weird choice. I don't know what other kind of physical media releases this has, but this is a 4K of pretty much an unknown indie movie. Now, another thing to talk about too is the transfer on this. This is another example of like literally I could not tell it was in 4K. I have to be completely honest. So I mean, some of the times like, and it's interesting how they're choosing because Repossessed totally probably could have been a 4K. They did a Blu-ray of it, and they did
I
a
think
4K.
they did a 4K of Repossessed.
Oh, did they?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know for certain, but I swear I think that's right.
That's possible. They do weird re-releases sometimes too. But this is if you're a fan of like dark comedy mixed with like some almost like a Tarantino film style wise, and it does have some Tarantino stuff in it for sure. Nowhere near as good as any of his stuff, but it's interesting to watch. Now, I would totally recommend like a Blu-ray version of this if you just want to check it out, or if you can get this on a good deal. Now, the presentation on it and everything is really nice. There's lots of special features on this. 3 different audio commentaries. You've got one with the actress Angela Jones, the director Rob Braddock, and co-writer John Moss. Another audio commentary with film historian author Dwayne Ep.16, and the third audio commentary with the director Rob Braddock and John Moss from 2004. There's a brand new interview with Angela Jones, behind the scenes featurette, and the original short film, and more.
Hell yeah.
This is Curdled, and it's out now on 4K. Yeah, Quentin Tarantino Presents. They made sure to get that on there. That'll put butts in seats.
So you ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't think y'all. I don't think you're ready for it. So
Pull it on me.
Severin
Pour
Films.
some Twemlow on me.
Hey, in the name of Cliff. I think I can speak for myself and you in this that I've never heard.
Why don't you ever speak for me?
I'm speaking for you.
Never.
Right now. Because I'm pretty sure neither one of us had ever heard of this guy before Severin put out this box set.
Well, we're all educated with this set, though.
But this is Severin's release of Bloody Legend, the complete Cliff Twemlow collection, which is not for the squeamish.
Well, and showcase that set, too. Cause
I'm going to. Don't
this
worry.
is a before the end of the review, fantastic looking edition. I think it is the very first box set that they've ever done for the Intervision sub-label.
This is crazy, too. You got 11 films on 9 Blu-rays and the documentary, The Mancunian Man, with 13 hours of special features. There's so many special features on this, I couldn't even name. There's no way we could do it on here. Like, it would take 10 minutes alone just for me to tell you all the special features on each disc that's on here.
It is insanity.
I mean, I might pick out here in a second, like some of the main ones, but so, okay, here's the actual, like, it's a hard, rigid outer box sleeve here. Okay.
Very hard.
Very rigid. And when you open it up, which I thought this was killer, when you open it up, it's like a VHS tape like that with the stickers on it and stuff. And it's in that style where, what do you call this? You probably know what this is called more than I do.
It's kind of like almost like a digibook format or Blu-ray book format. Some people do not like
some people don't
style.
Like it. I like it.
I've always liked it. Yeah, I think the Grindhouse did the Beyond set kind of like that.
Yeah.
So lots of information on there with I think each movie has the poster.
Each movie, yeah. You've got the poster, production stills, you've got like and the special features over here for each one. So like that's the Mancunian Man, that's the documentary. Then you've got Tuxedo Warrior, which is the same kind of thing, but it talks about all that. You've got GBH, which stands for Grievous Bodily Harm, which is probably his most popular film.
Look at the cover of that, yeah.
I know the cover's so funny, man, because like that has nothing to do with this movie whatsoever. I think it was just a selling piece of the movie. You've got Target Eve Island, I think is the name. Yep. And then the Ibiza Connection.
You got 2 movies on one disc.
Yeah, here's where they start doubling them up. The African Run and Moonstalker.
Very cool.
The Hitman, Bret Hart, and the Eye of Satan.
It's the devil's eye of Satan, baby. It looks like a Black Panther. Or just a panther. I shouldn't say it's black. Sorry.
Firestar.
Firestar, folks!
GBH2 Beyond Vengeance. That killer. And then I can't show you any of this because it's got a lot of nudity in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of
But
nudity.
needless to say, there was a time period where he did like some softcore and kind of semi-hardcore.
That's right.
shit.
He did a little bit of everything, I think.
Yeah.
You know, low budget, horror, gangster, action movies. I think most of them were very gory, blood soaked. And this guy passed away a long time ago, back in 1993. Yeah.
I think he was only 53 or something like that. He's like in his 50s, I think, when he passed, which is crazy.
And from what I understand, this box set contains pretty much everything this guy ever did.
This is his entire, like every full length feature film that he did. Yeah. So I want to run through them real quick because I got some notes here. So disc 1 is the documentary. Like I said, that's widely regarded as like one of the better documentaries like that's been out about anything like this. And it's where a lot of people like learned about this guy. And it just basically like details how he was a bouncer at one time or another. He was a bodybuilder. He had the idea he wanted to become like an action star. So he kind of like put some money together, got some stuff together, and was able to finance like some low budget, straight to video, shot on VHS films. And GBH is honestly the one that got him his start because that movie did really well in the UK as like a VHS tape. And it kind of is the same type of movie as his real life. It's about a bouncer and all this stuff too. So Tuxedo Warrior, I believe, was based on a book that he wrote called Tuxedo Warrior. And that's this number 2. It's kind of like a fucking action film.
There's like 11 films total on this
Yep.
thing, right? Wow.
This 3 is GBH, which is where he's a nightclub bouncer. It's basically just like a straight up action film. There's a lot of testicle like smashing in that one. There's a lot of like semi-violent, but like they don't really show anything. It's definitely low budget, shot on video stuff. Target Eve Island he plays a secret agent in that one. The Ibiza Connection is another action movie set in the Mediterranean. The African Run, he's like a hired I don't want to say assassin, but a hired guy that is trying to find stolen diamonds. Moonstalker, the Hitman, you can guess what that one's about. The Eye of Satan is about a cursed set of jewels. Firestar is a mission to space movie. GBH2 is another like takeoff on the nightclub bouncer thing. Then you get into the massage videos and instructional fitness.
If you ever wanted to see Cliff Twemlow get his balls massaged, this is the movies you want to watch, right?
But like I said, there's so many special like every film has some sort of like outtakes, gag reel, alternate sequences, deleted scenes, everything you can imagine. If you are a Cliff Twemlow lover, or if you just love like shot on video action films that look really, really kind of like cheap and cheesy and have that kind of like variety to them, then you are going to love this set though. I particularly thought that like this is one of the best packaging jobs that I've seen on any of these sets come from Severin.
They've come a long way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When it comes to overall package, and I don't know of anybody else that would have went the extra mile for a Cliff Twemlow set. Like, no offense to his family or anything, but like the film preservation aspect of it is pretty huge, in my opinion. And a lot of these movies, and I don't think any other studio would have maybe even touched. And Severin gave all these movies the deluxe treatment, Blu-ray disc. It's the very first ever Intervision box set that they've done, and it's totally like just a mind-blowing package, right?
Yeah.
Mainstream releases
Yes.
don't get the kind of packaging and the presentation on these films that this one has.
There's yeah, I mean, he was the most kind of unlikely action star that ever made himself like a career. He's a self-made man, to say the least, especially in the UK. Here's what's funny about this, though. The weirdest fucking kind of crossover connection, 7 degrees or 6 degrees of separation kind of thing ever. I was looking on the back of this when I first got this set, and it says there's a CD included in this set as well. And it says featuring music from placements that include Dawn of the Dead. And I'm like, what the fuck did he do for Dawn of the Dead? So I open it up. I was like, because I had no idea. When you get to the CD, he's the motherfucker that wrote that song. I don't know if you can see it on here. It's the number 2 track on there. 'Cause I'm a Man, the song that's playing like when all the rednecks are out, like shooting the zombies. Cause I'm a man. I'm a man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I was like, what are the odds of that? Like, but that's in here if you're interested.
It's a massive set. If you're into just quirky, like low budget movies, Severin's got your hook up with this set. I think it recently came out, a couple of weeks ago as well.
Yeah, it's out and ready to party. Like you said, Severin through Intervisions and sub label. What a set, man! What a set for anybody to have. Like, you've got to have it in your collection just for the
cardboard enthusiasts everywhere would appreciate it too.
I just appreciate the fact with them too that, like, they take a particular subject and they do the most comprehensive thing you can think of with it. So for the people out there that are fans, that have been huge fans of that in the past too, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. There's no way that'll ever be topped, regardless.
Right. Very cool. So I guess the last thing, you don't have anything else, do you?
No, that's all I have.
Okay. So the last one on this episode 16 of Dead Pit is Watching, is one movie that I have watched so many times over the years, and I can safely say that we have never reviewed it. And it's almost one of those movies that I've seen too much. But oddly enough, I did not have it in my collection at all. So when the opportunity arose, hell yeah, I want to get this, right? I don't have it on DVD or anything. I think the last format that I had this movie on was Laserdisc back in the day. But anyway, the OG Adam Sandler movie, in my opinion, the first starring vehicle for Adam Sandler that I can recall, Billy Madison from 1995. One of the first in a long line of starring films in the mid to late 90s from Adam Sandler. I love them all, man. Happy Gilmore is on there, The Wedding Singer, The Water Boy, all those classics. Now, for some reason, they're starting to make sequels. They made the fucking Billy Madison 2. I never want to see it. There was
they made Happy Gilmore too.
Happy Gilmore 2. Billy Madison 2 is coming up next.
That'll definitely be coming. Like,
and The Waterboy 2.
You can't even fucking fathom how bad that movie is either. Not even in your wildest dreams.
Well, I don't want to even think about it, man.
I watched about the first 30 minutes and I'm like, this is.
Yeah. It's got that Coming to America sequel stank all over it too. But anyway, Kino Lorber, this is a part of their Studio Classics line. And I know a lot of people, this is kind of a hot topic. This is a 4K. UHD and Blu-ray combo, and people were like, and we've talked about it before, comedy films in 4K. Is there really a point? I mean, I'm still saying probably not, but if you don't have the movie on any format, why not? Right? These movies are fairly priced, and perfect edition. Like I said, the original artwork there. But Billy Madison from 1995 is kind of my introduction to Adam Sandler. Like, I kind of knew him through Saturday Night Live, but there were a couple of movies that came out right around the same time. You get Billy Madison along with Tommy Boy. I think they came out right around the same year or so. And it made me aware of these guys from Saturday Night Live a couple of years earlier. And I started getting into some of that old stuff. I think they used to play it on the E network a lot, like the reruns back in the day. But instantly fell in love with this movie. This is a basic story. Adam Sandler's character is Billy Madison in this. He is the sole heir of millionaire Brian Madison, who owns the Madison Hotels chain. And he is set to retire, but he feels that Billy is too big of a loser, like a partier and a dumbass, to really have the responsibility to control, and run these hotels, these millions and millions of dollars invested hotels that his dad created. And Billy doesn't really care up to the point where his dad's assistant, Eric, played by Bradley Whitford, who was in Revenge of the Nerds 2, which is an all-time classic. I'm hoping we see them do like a Revenge of the Nerds 4K. I would totally be down for that. We can hope and pray.
Bradley Whitford always plays like a
The
preppy
dick.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah. But like that, Adam Sandler's character finds out that Bradley Whitford is set to take over the company and kind of raises hell. He don't want that dipshit taking over for him. He can run the company, right? So, in an agreement with his dad, because Billy never really, he just got passed because he was a rich kid back in the day. He never had any real responsibilities growing up. So he wanted to prove to his dad, who is played by Darren McGavin, who was in The Christmas Story and Night Stalker and all that. Great actor. One of the later roles. Like, I don't think he lived very much longer after this movie, but wants to prove to him that he's smart enough, damn it, and he can, control the chain of hotels. He can trust him with it. But he has to pass every grade in school before the end of the summer. So he's got to go back to first grade through high school, 12th grade. And that's the movie set up for you. Adam Sandler is great in this. His interaction with some of the younger kids is golden. And the one big thing that I always remember about this movie, aside from, it's just a fun movie. It's like there's a lot of stuff in this movie that wouldn't fly today. But Bridget Wilson in this movie, man.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
It is worth getting the 4K just to see 20-year-old Bridget Wilson up close in this. One of the, Jesus Christ, I can't.
Because I'd watched this movie a while back and I was like thinking, what in the hell ever happened to her? Because she was like in this, and wasn't she in Mortal Kombat and a couple other things? She
was in Mortal Kombat, and she was in one of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies briefly.
So I started looking into it, and come to find out she married Pete Sampras, that old shithead tennis player from like the 90s. And like, she never did anything after that, really. So
well, she probably didn't have to, yeah.
No. That guy's the biggest douche-looking guy I've ever seen in my life, though. Fucking Pete Sampras, big caterpillar eyebrows-looking motherfucker.
Yeah, damn it. That's a shame. But yeah, she's fantastic to look at. Miss Vaughn, right? And there's a lot of
Veronica Vaughn.
stuff that's unbelievable. One to touch the hiney. Like stupid shit.
Every
back in the day,
scene
but
in that movie with Chris Farley is amazing.
the
He
bus
plays
driver, Chris Farley, who steals all the kids' lunches.
Yeah.
Great cast in this too, man.
Yeah.
Like everybody in this movie does such a great job. And this is one of those movies that I've seen so much for some reason.
It's one I think it's more quotable than like Happy Gilmore. Like there's so many quotable lines from this movie. Like when he's giving the speech at the end about like, and he's trying to answer the question for the big like test or whatever. And that guy's like, I award you no points and may God have mercy on your soul. Or something like that.
Right.
He says, see, he's got this whole big speech about like with the way that he answered the question is great.
And there's at the end of the movie when Bradley Whitford's character whips out the fucking pistol too. Like,
yeah,
I was like, holy shit. I was surprised that they could even do that then, but I guess that was a few years before like Columbine and everything. So, but yeah, there's a few things in this too that totally wouldn't fly.
What's the one guy too? The Amazing Blob or something like that.
The Revolting Blob.
Blob, yeah.
Definitely like a fun mid-90s throwback movie. Now, again, is this something that somebody has to own in 4K? No. But if you're somebody like me that did not have this on anything and it's one of your favorite comedies, why not? Fucking grab it, man. And Kino did a fantastic job with it. The transfer is actually pretty good on it. Now again, this is not one of those movies that's like a fucking demo quality 4K or anything. It's Billy Madison, but you get the 4K version here of Bridget Wilson at 20 years old. And I think that would sell it in and of itself. Mm-hmm. This movie's a whole hell of a lot of fun, guys. High recommendation for me. And hopefully we can get some more of the Adam Sandler movies from especially this time period. Like the first batch of them were really, really great in the mid to late 90s.
Yeah, there's like a whole like run of films of his that I would love to see again too.
And this one was actually directed by a female, Tamra Davis, who also did CB4 and Half Baked.
Did she do Half Baked?
Interesting that a woman made those movies.
Dude, one of these days we got to talk about that movie because that's like one of my favorite cult movies.
I haven't seen that in a long, long time. I think it was a DVD that I have of it. But yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point. Somebody will re-release it. But yeah, there's some extra features on this too. A couple of different audio commentaries. You've got one with the director Tamra Davis, another one with author and filmmaker Brian Conley, and the Billy Gilmore podcast host Wilson Smith, and deleted scenes and outtakes in the theatrical trailer. Yeah, that is Billy Madison in 4K from Kino. Oh. And more importantly, Bridget Wilson in 4K at 20 years old. But yeah, guys, that is it for this episode. I think we're going to be back with another episode rather quickly because we got a lot more stuff coming out, another box set. I know the next episode we're going to be taking a look at Arrow Video's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4Ks, the beginning and the remake, and more stuff to come. But we appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will catch you guys next time. Please remember, though, that Dead Pit
is watching.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click.
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now. If if you want us to continue to bring greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Here's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram. Help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So Dead Pit on Patreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing around us, folks, but send us money.